Welcome to the video, guys. It's that time of the week again, the channel's weekly award show that takes the most contemptible lowlifes from public and political life and calls them out for their disgraceful behaviour that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Now, before we get into it, for those who are new, to be nominated for this award show, you need to do something in public life, be it on TV or social media, that is the sort of behaviour we come to expect from politicians and the media. But they do not need to be exclusively from those fields. They can be anyone who acts in a devious and low-life way, as you will see by the people we have in today's show. Now, in a change from the previous format, as I mentioned last week, the people we talk about this week won't be called nominations, honourable mentions or contenders, as they have been nominated and chosen for the award that they rightly deserve. Instead, the award will be broken down into two groups. The first group will be those who would usually be contenders or honourable mentions because, like I said, they all deserve something. Then we will reveal the number one spot and this week's ultimate snivelling shitweasel of the week, who has put themselves above and beyond all other shitweasels who kneel at their feet like soy boy cucks. So enough beating around the bush, let's get balls deep into this week's award show. Our first winner in the Shitweasels of the Week category is none other than Tony Blair. He got his spot today for reminding the world this septic spot on the arse of humanity still exists. The Middle East's favourite war criminal and lifelong tosspot recently crawled out from under some highly paid rock to claim the UK government should extend Brexit for a year to avoid his imagined disastrous no deal. Someone needs to tell him he has less influence than the Corbynated chicken in 2018, and that is saying something. But he is a worthy entry for Shitweasels of the Week. Not quite good enough to take the top spot, but certainly deserving of this award, I think you would all agree. The next entry into this week's Shitweasel of the Week is Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister and confirmed soy boy who enjoys what the left would call a bit of cultural appropriation. This soy drinking shitweasel gets caught trying to swindle Canadians out of close to $1 billion via the WE charity, then apologises for fucking up yet again. No doubt expecting Canadians will just forget all about it like they did with his blackface, 2 previous ethics violations and countless other examples of corrupt governance and general shitweasel behaviour, earning him a spot on Shitweasel of the Week. Our next entry today is becoming a regular, and it always seems to be for the same reason. It is the Mercedes F1 driver Lewis I hate my own mother Hamilton, who is still salty about his fellow F1 drivers refusing to take the knee, and vowed the other day to continue getting drivers to submit to his Marxist ideology and do a better job, as the Australian Grand Prix virtue signal was a complete clusterfuck, according to Hamilton the other day, like I said. A deserving winner of Shitweasels of the Week, I think you would all agree. Next up, and a first time entry into the award show, has to be the President of Turkey, Erdogan. While I am not religious, I find what he did recently to be worthy of a place on Shitweasels of the Week. This worthless fuckpig changed the Hagia Sophia, a World Heritage Site and Christian cathedral of the Roman Empire, into a mosque. It had been a secular museum for 85 years before this tosspot decided to decree it a mosque. Not much more really needs to be said on this one. This gets you on Shitweasels of the Week without question. Next up for Shitweasels of the Week is the utter tosspot Nick Cannon. This American wet fart thought it would be a good idea to rant about white savages during a podcast while attacking the Jewish community for good measure, thinking it was a good idea before being called out and cancelled by his own employer. On another week, this arsewipe could have won the top prize, but even this utter shit show could not take the top spot today. Next up, and hanging around on this show like a fart in a spacesuit, is none other than the SNP for their general party political bullshit we see daily, and Ian Blackford claiming the EU would save Scotland and the working class with its coronavirus bailouts. This is obviously despite well-known EU rules against doing these things and the shit show that they are currently suffering, unable to agree on how to even bail themselves out. It got so bad, a former SNP chief called them out for Joe Swinson level fantasy politics over their EU loving, so a worthy entry for Shitweasels of the Week, but not good enough to retain their title from last week, unfortunately. I am sure they will be devastated. Moving on like a fart in the wind though, our next entry is a combination of people who all took part in a clandestine operation to throw up a worthless virtue signalling statue in Bristol. This is of course Mark Quinn, the white virtue signalling 3D modeller from London, Channel 4 News, for taking part in the operation by filming the statue's build progress and installation, and of course Jem Reed for taking part in it. Mark White Guilt Quinn hunted down Jem Reed to make this statue, so he leads the pack, followed by Channel 4 on this entry into Shitweasels of the Week, and I have to say it was almost a dead certain to win this week's top award of the ultimate snivelling Shitweasel of the Week, but lucky for them, a few others told them to hold their beer as they went full Shitweasel, as we are about to get into shortly. Our next entry and 8th winners of the award of Shitweasels of the Week is the Labour Party and Keir Starmer, who supports the jihadi spunk trumpet Shamina Begum coming back into the UK after she left 5 years ago to be the concubine of some jihadi scumbag, obviously showing being an ISIS pincushion means nothing to these low-life lefties who will welcome a new voter back with open arms, even if it puts British lives at risk. So definitely a worthwhile winner this week, I think you would all agree. And our final winner of the lower tier award of Shitweasels of the Week is actually a multiple winner of this award and stone cold loser known as Sadiq Khan, who has actually come out against the Home Office's appeal against the jihadi spunk trumpet's decision, like Sir Keir Starmer before him, and has also continued with his party political bullshit with bat flu and being called out for his plans to move City Hall, putting it at risk from terrorist attacks. So yet again, a worthy entry into this week's award show, even with its new format. Now, Sadiq Khan's actions here actually take us conveniently to the final entry for the most prestigious award and winner of the top award this time round. So let's get the drum rolling once again as we prepare to announce this week's ultimate snivelling Shitweasel of the Week. Of course, it had to be the Court of Appeal judges who let the jihadi spunk trumpet back for an appeal against having her citizenship removed. This has to be the easiest one to date, I think. Of course, it was never in any doubt. It had to be these 3 Court of Appeal judges who need not even be named, as they can be labelled Shitweasel 1, 2 and 3. These are tospots decided the jihadi spunk trumpet's right to an appeal against the far-right racist Sajid Javid removing her citizenship is greater than our right to be safe from jihadis and their pincushions. As I pointed out in my video at the time, they actually said her right to an appeal trumps national security, which is just fucking incredible and left all previous contenders by the wayside when it comes to winning this award. Letting her back is bad enough, but actually claiming her right to anything trumps national security is fucking incredible and on par with the Supreme Court trying to screw over the 17.4 million people who voted for Brexit last year with the treacherous parliament we banished to the shit pit of history in December. A worthy winner today, and on any day I think you would agree. Let's hope the government's appeal against this decision is successful, but I would not hold your breath on that one, let me tell you. Now, as always, a big thanks to everyone who nominated for this week's show. There was many more I could not fit into the list, but all are shitweasels in their own right. Remember, the channel's links are down below as always for things such as BitChute, Parler and Twitch if you want to join the daily live streams. I also want to give a shout out to the channel's Patreon, Subscribestar and YouTube members, along with every single one of you who like, comment and share my videos every day, but most of all to the legends that are my 128,000 subscribers. I have got something very special arriving this week because of you guys, so I want to say a big thank you to all those people who hit that sub button, both old and new.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.